God, can you hear me?
Yes, my son.
Why have you afflicted me with such woe, Lord? Why have you made the Bruins lose so many games? What sin did I commit? What did I do?
You asked for more goals, did you not?
That's not exactly what...
And I gave Morgan Geeky a hat trick.
You know what? Play my intro.
You don't have any.
Play my intro! Shout out to Marat Kuznetsov enthusiast on Instagram who made that intro that you just watched. Just unprompted, sent it to me the other day. So really appreciate it, man. It's awesome. If there's ever anything I can do for you, sorry in advance. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Bruins
lose.
Bees lose 5-6, wow, in overtime to the Carolina Hurricanes in Raleigh, with goals scored in order by, strap in for this one, Hampus Lindholm, Andrei Svechnikov, Country Miller, Morgan Geeky, Logan Stankoven, William Carrier, Taylor Hall, Morgan Geeky, Pavel Zacha, and Jacob Slavin. That's Slavin's first of the season, marking the second time in as many games that we've had the game-winning goal scored on us in overtime by someone who hadn't scored yet this season. Admittedly, last game he hadn't scored yet in life. Well, at least not in the NHL. So, improvement? The loss goes to Joonas Korpisalo, who is the only goalie in this game who didn't deserve it, who made 16 saves on 17 shots for a .941 save percentage. He came in relief of Jeremy Swayman, who made 18 saves on 23 shots for a .783 save percentage. And the win goes to the, by save percentage, worst of them all, Brendan Bussey. Bussey? I've heard both. And I feel like if I ask someone, I'm not going to get a straight answer, who made 16 saves on 21 shots for a .762 save percentage. Now, the astute listener out there might have noticed that I said Morgan Geeky's name 3 times, and you know what that means. I was expecting this to be more fun. I was expecting to win. But we didn't. Why? Well, for first period coverage, we go to my favorite correspondent, me on an elliptical 8 hours ago. Me? Wake up! Wake up! Ding, 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 ding! It's me! It's your alarm! Wake up! Holy crap! I don't know what I'm watching. My neighbors are gonna knock on the door. This is gonna be a disaster. Isn't me a riot? Come on, pal. Take us through some of the highlights. There are a lot of goals scored that period. What did you think? And then the Bruins will break out. We're going to zoom in on Pavel Zacha for some reason. Arvidsson will get the puck in deep. Bussy tries to play. Zacha throws it in front. Stick lift on Middlestat. It can't go. Lindholm holding the puck. He shoots. He scores! Hampus Lindholm with a screened wrist shot from the point, and the Bruins strike first. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way. I think I bring a very suave energy to this elliptical. Svechy throws it in front, and it goes in. Oh no. No, is that another howler from Jay Sway? Certainly not. And so faceoff is won again by Carolina. Shot, scores. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. I don't want to use profanity on this channel. Keandre Miller? I don't want to use profanity on this channel because I don't really know how YouTube looks towards it. Not that I'm going to get monetized, let's be so real. That's terrible. Terrible. Spent the whole, oh God, I'm just looking at somebody taking a picture. People are making fun of Swayman. Not his fault. What is he supposed to do if you cannot ever get the puck out of your zone? They spend a minute and a half. He finally gets him a freeze. We immediately lose the faceoff, and then perfect screen shot in front. And it was the Geeky Pastrnak line. Oh my goodness gracious. Lindholm, Geeky, Pastrnak. Stop putting them out there. Wow, those are certainly impassioned words from our correspondent, but there was so more scoring to go in the first period. Me? How did it finish up? Pastrnak coming down. Why am I getting excited? Pastrnak dangles backhand way wide. Throws in front. Geeky scores! Geeky scores! Finally! Finally! Come on!
Come on, they heard the alarm. 2 goals. I wanted 2 goals. I would have rather not given up 2, but thank God. Pasternak with a nifty little move. Looked like he was going to dump it off to Lindholm. He keeps it himself. He pushes in front. Geeky scores? Who scored? We scored. I know that. Come on. 3-2. That's what offensive production looks like. Come on. An amazing play by Pasternak. My God. I love that they waited for me to finally insult them directly to make me look like an idiot. Let's go. That is Geeky with a second of the game. Can we get much higher? So high. I've never watched One Piece.
We should really fire that guy. But while he's here, any closing remarks on the first period?
End of 1. Bruins lead 3-2. I hope that'll be coming to you from the big red chair with some good news in about 8 hours. Go Bees.
From the red chair? He doesn't have a key card, right? For a moment, all of our dreams had come true. We had scored as many goals in one period as we had in the previous 3 games combined. We were going to be shorthanded to start the second because of a penalty. It was goalie interference. Costello got too close to Bussy, but it should have also been embellishment on Bussy. He hurled himself backwards. And I'm more inclined to the soccer model of things where it can't be both. Like either it's embellishment and that's the penalty, or it's a penalty and however you react is however you react. But that's not how the rules adjudicated. I think it should have been 4-4. It wasn't. So anyway, just have to kill a penalty. We do not. Okay, just gotta stop them from getting another goal after that. We do not. All right, well, it's still a 1. It isn't. And after conceding 5 goals, Swayman gets the old, is it the hook? Like, you know, like on the stage shows where they grab like the hooked cane and just whoop. Do we call that like getting the hook? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it would make sense. Anyway, Swayman gets that and has to go sit in the little corner because I'm pretty sure Carolina is one of the arenas where the backup goalie can't sit with the rest of the team. He has to just sit in isolation corner, which must be fun after a bad start. Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, the goals, some of them weren't atrocious. Some of them weren't great, but it's not always about the goalie's performance. Sometimes it's just about the principle of you have to change things up. You have to put someone else in there just to get, wake up the team, spark the team a little, remind them that, hey, because you played like garbage, now this guy's got to sit and we got to put in Corpusalo, who was amazing. And we'll talk about that. Corby came in and it was like Carolina's offense completely disappeared. And we grinded, and we got a goal back, and we grinded, and we got into the third period, and we grinded and grinded. We took a lot of penalties. There was some complaining about the refs. I didn't think it was a great officiated game, but I don't know. I'm a Michigan fan. I'm not going to complain too much about uneven foul calls, am I? Go Blue. But we grinded, and we got our goal. And who got our goal? After the Geeky hat trick, where he kind of stole it from Zadorov. I don't know if it goes in, if Geeky doesn't get the deflection. Obviously, he needed the confidence right now. I was talking about scratching him. He got a hat trick. First of all, I'm an idiot. Second of all, let's go. Come on. If he can build on this, then really this win or loss might not mean a lot, especially since due to some other results in the conference, our magic number is 2 points. We'll talk about that in a second. But after that Geeky goal, Zaka gets the game-tying goal. And man, what a player. Can he ever stop coming up in big moments? Big-time clutch, his first 30-goal season. What a move by Sweeney to get that guy. And man, I know Sweeney gets very little credit, and I have been a detractor of his for a while, and I still think there's some things he's done that have been insane. But man, Pavel Zacha, oh my goodness, lifetime contract when? I love the way he plays. So, by some miracle, we reach overtime. We actually had the best chance to score at the end, in as much as we had a power play with about 3 minutes to go. But that power play looked abysmal. And I can't, despite the fact that he scored today, and good for Hampus, I thought Hampus actually had a pretty good game. He did some good stuff defensively. I can't fathom why he's on the power play, because with about 20 seconds left, we were looking for a zone entry, at least get into the zone, see what you can set up. You have the extra guy. So despite the fact that we hadn't gone into the zone yet on that power play, maybe this time you will. He just kind of circles back and it becomes clear that we're playing for overtime, which I get the appeal and I get that a point really helps us right now still. But I don't know. I think Zadorov should be on the power play. I know he's opposite-handed. Make it work. Like, you've jumped around the power play. Geeky's on the second unit, which now I don't know how I feel about that because after the hat trick. But, the power play's still been very ineffective. It might not be a bad idea to switch more things around to see what works. But, yeah, I don't think Lindholm should be on the power play. I still think it should be Zadorov. He's so fast. He skates so fast for a big guy. And he got on a great shot today for the Geeky deflection primary assist. I think it was a 2-assist game for him. He played well. I don't understand why that's not being rewarded with maybe a little bit of a chance to contribute to, the offense more, which I think he can. I think he might be more physically disposed right now to contribute to the offense than Lindholm is. So we go to overtime. We lose the faceoff, and that's it. There's a little bit of in and out. We hold off for about a minute, but then Carolina is very fast, and they use their speed to their advantage. A streaking defenseman comes up down to the goal line. Hard pass across the crease. Korpisalo can't get to it, and Slavin tucks it in on the back post. So we lose. And like I mentioned, because of circumstances elsewhere in the league, our magic number is now 2 points. 1 win. We have 3 games left. We're hosting Tampa, we're going to Columbus, and we're hosting New Jersey. New Jersey was eliminated from playoff contention today, I believe, after firing their GM yesterday. Sorry. When you're viewing this, it's probably yesterday and then day before yesterday. In any case, we need 1 win out of those games. Are we going to beat Tampa at home? I'd like to. We're good at home. Plus, I'd like to show that we can compete with some of the Eastern Conference playoff teams. We can take the Western ones to task. That's great. But we're not going to play them for a while, at least. I'd like to get the win off Tampa. Failing that, you absolutely categorically need to come up with a win. 1 win, probably 2. I really want to win both games, Columbus and New Jersey. There's a chance that Columbus will have more to play for. There's a chance that by the time we get around to playing Tampa Bay, we'll already have clinched. If the Senators, Red Wings, and Islanders all lose in regulation, I believe they all play Thursday. Bruins fans, Thursday. Don't think because we're not playing, we don't got nothing to watch. Thursday, turn on ESPN Plus, get that multi-screen view going up. We watch it. I might even do some coverage of it. But we could clinch. Despite the fact that we have limped to this finish line, we are still in a very, very positive position in terms of making the playoffs. Now, what happens once we're there, I have no idea. I'm not concerned with that yet. Maybe I never will be. Right now, I'm concerned with getting there. Before we go into CAX, I want to introduce a new segment called the Michael DiPietro Lover Prompt of the Day. That's where Michael DiPietro Lover, you can find him on Instagram. He's starting a hockey debate community. It's really cool. I think you should check it out. He gives us a question, and we can discuss it. Sometimes I'll give my answer. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll leave it up to you. But if you want to give your answer, leave it in the comments below. I think they're always below. I don't spend a lot of time on YouTube on browser, so they could be to the side. Leave it in the comments somewhere, hopefully of this video, but if you feel compelled, on another. The question today is Swayman our guy going into the playoffs? I'll give you a few seconds to form your opinion. All right, I think that was enough time. Yes, he is. Korpisalo is a legitimate backup option, and he can start games and win games for you. And there are individual nights where he will outperform Swayman, sure. Swayman has to be our guy. If you just look at the body of work over the whole year, can you live with it if we lose with Korpisalo? I couldn't. I can live with losing with Swayman. There's a counterpoint here. In 2023, we stuck with Ullmark too long. Ullmark won the Vezina that year. He was the best goalie in the NHL, at least by that, standard. And we stuck with him too long. He did not have it in the series against Florida. We kept putting him in. We kept losing. We put in Swayman too late. Got a good performance. Didn't matter. We lost. So I can see the concern that we might do that again. The counterpoint there for me is Swayman then was better than Korpisalo is now. The difference between Swayman and Ullmark then was less substantial than the difference between Swayman and Korpisalo now. And again, that question comes to us courtesy of Michael DiPietro Lover on Instagram. I follow him, and you should too. CAX for the game. I think one of these is pretty obvious. The C, people love a redemption arc. He was just scratched earlier this week. Not in real life, but in my CAX world where X is scratch. Morgan Geeky, hat trick, how can you say no? I hope this gets him back on track. I hope this is really positive for his confidence, for his, release, for just everything. He was not playing his game, and even when he was getting his opportunities, they weren't looking good. He found a way to get the puck in. Some of them weren't the best looking. The second goal was a little bit scrummy. I love a scrummy goal. That's how you win games. Games are won in the crease, kind of both ways. And we saw that today. The A today, I'm going to give it to Eunice. I thought about some people. Zaka obviously keeps coming up big. But I'm going to give it to Eunice because he didn't expect to play today, obviously, and he has not been appreciated by Bruins fans. And I'm guilty of that to some extent. And I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about the goalie situation, which I don't think is a situation at all. But he came in ice cold against a team that was roaring on offense and a defense that wasn't really stopping anything in front of him. Hadn't been stopping anything in front of Swayman. Though we got outshot by a factor of nearly 2. And let's just think about that. The offense looks like it picked up today, and it did, and all I care about is scoring. If it goes in, it goes in. That's what I want. But we still got, in terms of just volume, we got mauled. And that's not going to work enough in the playoffs. You can win a game every once in a while, getting murdered on shot production. You won't win a series. Again, are we going to win a series? Maybe, maybe not. Are we expected to? Probably not. I imagine whatever series we go into, we go in as moderate dogs. But there's something about the offense is not fixed. The fact that Bussy was letting a lot in, decent chances, but a lot in, does not vindicate the lack of offensive production. We put on about 20 shots in a game where we got about 40 put on us. Not great. But, so the A goes to Eunice, and the X goes to everyone who was on the ice for that last shift, with about 5 seconds to go. Martin Nook was the one who took the penalty that gave us the horrible power play at the end of regulation. It was interference. He kind of came up too hard to the line, so the blue line, so he tried to hold up so it wouldn't be offsides, and he swerved into Espejol, I think it was Espejol, and hit him from behind. It was very similar to the Minton interference from earlier this week. It's a penalty. He was complaining about it. I really don't know why. It's a penalty. It always has been and it always will be. It was interference. So he was mad. And then Pastrnak kind of got his salad tossed. Is that slang? Is that slang? Does that mean something? Because I see it on the internet and I reproduce things without researching them. This is irresponsible for me, a creator of media. Pasta kind of got his bell rung. Much better. I know what that one means. His helmet came off. I didn't see exactly what happened. There wasn't a ton of outrage from the home announcers, so I assume it was just hockey play. And pretty much at the same time, maybe like a couple beats later, Geeky gets blindsided by Martin Nook. Now, Martin Nook was just swerving back into the play. He was up, heading towards our blue line, then the puck didn't come up, so he was coming back towards the neutral zone into the Hurricane side. And he kind of swerved right into Geeky. I'm not saying it was intentional. I have no idea. He wasn't looking at him, but it seems to me unlikely that he wouldn't have seen him just because it looked like Geeky was between him and the direction he was looking. I mean, I would think his periphery would be strong enough. And he was mad earlier, so I could kind of see him taking some of the frustration, and it was scary for a second because Geeky was down on the ice, like kind of Family Guy death pose, just down. And I wouldn't be saying that and making light of it if he didn't then get up and then get onto the bench and seem to be fine. I think he probably just got the wind knocked out of him because he went from just lying face down on the ice to up kind of on his fists and, on his hands and knees, kind of. And then he got up and got to the bench and didn't get a chance to come out in overtime, I'm almost certain. But I think he's going to be fine. I think he probably just got, wind knocked out of him, like I said, whatever. But the reason that the X goes to all the guys who are on the ice at that point, and you know what, I'll extend it to all the guys who got on the ice for the next shift, because those are 2 of your 5 best players. Swayman, Pastrnak, obviously. Pastrnak, Swayman, McAvoy, and then Geeky's probably, this season, I know he's been hot and cold, but, and then, I don't know, Zaka's been so clutch and 30 goal scorers. Zadorov's brought a real good physical element to the game. I don't know. kind of a mood exercise, but those are two of your guys. You have the star of the team, one of the two people who will be captain next. And then you have the team's leading goal scorer and the guy who got you a hat trick today. And no one stepped up. There was a little bit of jawing early in the game between Zadorov and Delorier. I didn't want that fight simply because Zadorov's worth so much more that I didn't want him going off. Like, let Jeannot do that. No disrespect for Jeannot. I've actually been pretty high on his game lately. But just no one really stood up for our guys. There was a little talking, a little bit of... that was probably a little bit weaker than they were doing it. But just like some jostling. And that was it. And I don't know. I just think I don't like principally what that says about the team. And I don't think it's a super huge moral failing. I don't think, what's going on in that locker room? I think it just didn't happen. But, you heard, I'm sure, the brouhaha in the Ducks Leafs game, not the recent one, but the one before, where Radko Gudas went knee on knee, clipped Austin Matthews, took him out for the season. And that none of the Leafs stepped up and fought Gudas. And no one really stepped up for Matthews on the ice. And there they did read into the locker room. And there are so many reasons for that. Toronto media, the fact that the Leafs are completely dysfunctional from the top down. But I don't want the Bruins to be a franchise where that's even a question. If we do not have our physical identity, if we do not have hard, tough hockey on the edge, hockey that occasionally gets stupid minor penalties, hockey where you're afraid to take liberties, we are nothing. BS with SB time. That's my questions section. We got a lot of questions today, and as I predicted in the last video, I'm not going to be able to answer them all. So I'm going to pick a couple. If I don't pick yours, I'm sorry. A lot of these questions kind of have a similar tenor. But if you really want to know what I think, feel free to DM me. I'll DM you back. I imagine it's more about being on the video for my 12 subscribers rather than hearing from my 12 brain cell opinion, but you never know. First question, this one comes from Minton Enjoyer. Do you believe we will win a game before the playoffs? Yes, I believe we will win 2. I believe we will beat New Jersey, and I believe that we will beat Columbus. I said that in backwards order, but we will play both those teams. And it's not great to finish your season 2-5, but if you have to, I want to finish it 2-0. I want to get a couple wins together, 1 at home, 1 on the road, again in backwards order. I'm really screwing that one up. Just to get into a little bit of a rhythm against borderline playoff teams. I know New Jersey's out. I don't think Columbus makes it. But against teams that were in it down to the very end. From David Pasternak Lover. 2 beautiful David Pasternak apples. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks. I thought Pasta played well. He got some flack again today. I know he's made mistakes and he's made bad passes, but somebody said in a comment on a previous video of mine that Pasta's passes weren't good. And yeah, especially with the recent skid we've been on, a lot of them have been bad. But to say that Pasta as a whole, first of all, his share of primary assists is the highest in the National Hockey League. And by that I mean, of all his assists, the highest proportion of his are primary. It's something like 80%. It's absurd. He has great vision of the ice, and he knows where goal scorers stand. He knows where the soft spots in the defense and the soft spots in the goalie are. And he's able to get the puck there a lot of the time. He was distributing the puck great today, and he was using his singular talent to create separation and give himself and his teammate chances and feeding Geeky. From Andrew Peak Hater 2.0, I'm saying I don't hate the guy. What needs to change if we make it to the postseason to become a contender? A contender for the Stanley Cup? The roster? To be honest, I don't think that this team contends for a Stanley Cup. I don't see a reality where we beat Tampa in a 7-game series unless Vasilevsky gets injured. Or maybe Kucherov, but honestly, they're so good. Gensel, Point, Sorelli. I think they could actually just survive that. I don't think we're contending for a cup this year. I think that's the tone of your question. Moving forward, to become a contender, I would say the number one priority, that's actually tough, because I was going to say has to be defense, but then I'm thinking our top lines are not very good. We don't have a lot of top line talent. But I'd still say defense, because I think we need a little bit more defensive consistency, knowing who's going to be in night after night and not being kind of at the mercy of whoever's hot or cold and then losing games because the guy is cold. Not necessarily Andrew Peak, who I really don't think has been the most guilty of that this year. But I would say defense needs to change, but I think that's something that's going to happen a little longer term. Offense, I feel a little bit more optimistic about simply because of the sheer amount of talent we have coming up the pipeline. I made a meme the other day of comparing Fabian Lysell to Zach Sinshin, and I think that that's a fair comparison, and I think Lysell will be out. I hope Poitras sticks around. I don't know why he would, to be honest, just because a center is something we have a lot of, and I don't know where he would slot in on this team, but I also don't know who's going to leave this offseason, and maybe he ends up playing on a wing. I don't know how much experience he has doing that, but I think there is room for players, and then, of course, Hagen's lets her know, etc. So, yeah, I'd say what has to change, defense first, worry about that first, and then worry about the rest of the team. And finally, from McAvoy in Cheese, what was it like watching the 1903 World Series in person, Unc? I don't know. I'll have to ask your mother. I got a few days off now. That's good because I have some work to do for school. But in the meantime, please feel free to subscribe. I might try to post a reel or two or something. Thanks for watching. There's been a few new people coming into the Southie Bees community, really more on the Instagram side, but I have a few new subscribers on YouTube. This is probably the first video debut you're seeing. So thank you. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay here. And as always, go Bees.